They are the national champions of college football.
Well, the Buckeyes weren't the only ones celebrating that national title back in 2003. So was Toledo's Chuck Ealey, seeing as the loss kept his record of 35 straight wins by a quarterback intact. But for how long? Entering Wednesday's Rose Bowl, USC's Matt Leinart has 34 straight wins, meaning a win over Texas, and Leinart ties Ealey's mark. So how does college football's perfect quarterback feel about sharing the record, possibly? Only one man can answer that, Chuck Ealey, who joins us now this morning. Chuck, why has that record stood for as long as it has, which is more than 3 decades right now?
Well, I think it's very hard to do what we did at that time, because one thing as a starting quarterback is to stay healthy and to have good teammates that are consistently coming in year after year with the changes of graduation. And that's a very hard thing to maintain that level of play.
What does this record mean to you?
Well, I think it means more to me mostly because of my teammates and the people and the coaches that I play with. And I think at the time that it was happening, you didn't think of it as a record. You just began to take one game at a time. And now that I look back at the years that we did that and how hard it has been to accomplish that, I appreciate it even more.
So what do you want to see happen Wednesday night at the Rose Bowl?
Well, I'd like to see, obviously, a good game, which is the case. I think even when Ohio State was playing, I was very happy that Ohio State won, and because it was from my hometown and from Portsmouth, we cheer for the Buckeyes. But in this case, I just wish them all the best. I think the best thing they could do is tie the record in regards to the number of games won. But I did everything I possibly could do, and I hold nothing back from anybody else who would like to accomplish the same type of goal.
Now, Leinart will still have one loss on his record, but you never suffered a loss in college. Does that change maybe how much this might mean to him?
Well, I don't think he really thinks about the 35 straight wins. I think he's more concerned about the national championship. I think as I was many years ago, didn't realize that was a record until a few years ago when Chris Winkie was playing and they brought it up on the screen. I think he'll recognize what he's done more with the team than he will with just the 35 straight wins. I think his national championship and all those type of things are the things that stand out in his mind. But for the rest of the world, it will be a record that he would have that would go along with me, but he had one loss.
Now, win or lose, Leinart obviously will be one of the top picks in the NFL draft as it's predicted right now. Why were you overlooked when the NFL draft came around?
Well, I think you have to look at the time. I think we're working on the avenue of a documentary to produce a lot of the information that happened at that time, the war in Vietnam, a lot of social things were going on. And at that time, there wasn't any black quarterbacks in the NFL. And there sort of was a stigma about that. And they looked at me more as an athlete that they could play defensive back and wide receiver. And I made it very known that I only wanted to play quarterback. And therefore, I didn't get drafted, and I went to the Canadian Football League.
And still found success there, which seems to have gone with you from high school right on to the pros.
Yes, not only in high school did I win all of the games that I started there, but also in the college ranks. And I guess now there's a Ripley, believe it or not, story that's coming out about that as well. So a lot of good things have happened many years later as I've gotten older.
Well, Chuck, we hope you enjoy watching on Wednesday night, and whether Leinart reaches the mark or not, you will remain the perfect college quarterback.
Thank you very much, Dana.
And as mentioned, Chuck, a perfect 35-0 as a college QB, and you heard him talking about it. He was a perfect 18-0 as a starting quarterback in high school as well. A documentary on the life story of Chuck Ealey is in development now.